Hello ButtonShyGames, I'm Robert and this is Foiled. So Foiled is a bluffing strategy game where two players face off in a bout of fencing. So to start you need to build your hand. To build your hand, each game comes with 2 heart cards which are the same on each side. You put that in the player's hand. Then you deal 4 cards face down to the top of that heart card. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you have your players secretly flip those cards without letting your opponent see. And then you flip that whole thing over so the heart card's back on top. Then you deal 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you flip those 4. So now you have 4 cards on either side of your heart card to make a hand of 9. The goal of the game is to not have your heart card exposed. So if your heart card is exposed, your opponent wins. So now that you have your hand, both players will choose what actions they want to do for their turn. Players can choose to either do the actions of the cards on top of each side of their deck, or they can choose to lie about what action they want to take, and I'll explain that a little bit more in a second. So once both players have chosen their actions, they will decide which card they want to make their active palm card, and that's, if they're doing a card action, that will be that card, and if they're not doing a card action, then it'll just be whatever card they want to bluff with. So they stand at their sides with their active card in their palm, and then on 3 they're going to say on guard, and then do a physical action to represent whatever card action or lying action they're going to take. So there's 3 actions in the game. There's lunge, parry, and riposte, and those are the physical actions to represent those card actions. Also, if you're in a bar, you don't want to stand or whatever, you can do like the T-Rex version, which is lunge, parry, and riposte. So once the round has happened, then you're going to decide who the winner of the round is. So let's say I am lunging this turn, and my opponent is parrying. That means I lost. When you lose a round, you immediately show the not palm side card to your opponent. So your opponent now knows what half of your options on your deck are. Then you take the palm side card and you place it against your chest like this. So now's the time when you're going to try and decide whether or not you think your opponent's lying. If you think your opponent's lying, or your opponent thinks you're lying, you're going to take another palm side card if you already have one, or just the top palm side card and put it against your chest. So if you lost the round and your opponent thinks you're lying, you now have 2 cards on your chest. And then once both players have done that, you reveal your cards. If you were lying, you would lose both of those cards. If you weren't lying, they would return to your palm side where you found them, or where you got them. So if you receive cards from that at any time, you always put them on the not palm side of your deck. At the end of each round, you check to see who wins. Your opponent wins if your heart card is exposed. And then it continues round by round until there's a winner, and that's Foiled.